The phone rings and someone is crying. They need help. Their child is in the hospital. They have been in an accident. They are stranded somewhere dangerous. Every instinct in your body screams to help them. Your heart races with their panic. You feel their desperation as if it were your own. This is not coincidence. This is not random targeting. This is a predator who has identified you as someone whose greatest strength can be turned into your greatest weakness. They know you are an empath. They know you feel others' pain so deeply that you will act without thinking. They know your compassion will override your skepticism. They are counting on your kindness to make you vulnerable. Empaths possess a heightened ability to sense and absorb the emotions of others. This makes them extraordinary friends, partners, and healers. But it also makes them perfect marks for sophisticated manipulation. Scammers do not target empaths because they are naive or stupid. They target them because their neurological wiring makes them respond to emotional distress with immediate action rather than careful analysis. When an empath encounters someone in apparent need, their brain floods with the same neurochemicals that would fire if they themselves were in danger. This creates an urgency that bypasses rational thought. What you are about to discover will change how you see every urgent request for help you have ever received. Every heartbreaking story that made you want to send money immediately. Every moment when someone made you feel selfish for asking questions. Because the qualities that make you a good person are the same qualities that make you a target. Understanding this is not about becoming cynical. It is about protecting your ability to help genuine people by recognizing when your empathy is being weaponized against you. Inside your brain, empathy operates through mirror neurons. These specialized cells fire both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else performing the same action. When you see someone in pain, your mirror neurons make you feel that pain too. This is what allows you to connect deeply with others. But it also means that when someone convincingly portrays distress, your brain responds as if the emergency were real. Your fight-or-flight system activates. Critical thinking shuts down. You become focused on ending the perceived suffering as quickly as possible. Scammers exploit this by creating artificial urgency. The sick child who needs surgery tonight, stranded traveler who needs money for a bus ticket home, the elderly person who fell for another scam and needs help recovering their savings. They know that empaths cannot emotionally tolerate the idea of someone suffering when they have the power to help. Time pressure prevents you from asking questions, checking facts, or consulting with others. The scammer presents the situation as a choice between immediate action and being responsible for someone's continued suffering. Dr. Paul Ekman studied deception and found that skilled manipulators are expert at reading emotional cues. They can identify empaths within minutes of conversation. They notice how you respond to emotional stories. They see how your voice changes when you encounter distress. They observe how quickly you offer help or reassurance. Once they identify you as highly empathetic, they calibrate their approach to exploit your specific emotional triggers. But here's what makes empaths particularly vulnerable. They assume others think and feel like they do. When someone tells an empath a heartbreaking story, the empath projects their own emotional authenticity onto the storyteller. They think if someone can describe pain so vividly, they must be experiencing it genuinely. They cannot imagine someone fabricating suffering because they themselves would never do such a thing. This projection of their own moral standards onto others creates blind spots that predators exploit. This is happening to you more often than you realize. Think about the last time someone contacted you with an urgent financial need. Did they emphasize how much they trusted you? Did they mention that you were their only hope? Did they describe their situation in emotional detail while providing few concrete facts? Did they discourage you from talking to others about their situation? These are not coincidences. These are calculated techniques designed to isolate you with artificial intimacy and manufactured urgency. Consider how online scammers operate on social media. They do not contact everyone randomly. They study profiles to identify empathetic individuals. They look for posts about helping others, supporting causes, or sharing emotional stories. They notice who responds compassionately to tragic news stories. They identify people who post about their own struggles, knowing that those who share vulnerability are more likely to respond to others' apparent vulnerability. Even romance scammers specifically target empaths. They create elaborate backstories filled with hardship and heartbreak. They share just enough personal struggle to trigger your protective instincts. They position themselves as emotionally wounded but hopeful, knowing that empaths are drawn to healing others. They build emotional intimacy through shared vulnerability, then introduce financial crises that only your help can resolve. But here is the reframe that changes everything. Protecting yourself from scammers is not about becoming less empathetic. It is about becoming more strategically empathetic. True empathy includes empathy for your future self, who might suffer if you make decisions based on emotional manipulation. It includes empathy for the genuine people who need help but cannot access it because resources were diverted to scammers. The most effective protection is understanding that genuine people in crisis behave differently than scammers. Real emergencies come with verifiable details. Honest people welcome questions and provide ways to confirm their situation. Legitimate needs can usually wait long enough for you to think clearly and consult with others. Authentic distress does not come with pressure tactics or guilt trips about your moral character. Healthy skepticism is not the opposite of empathy. It is empathy applied wisely. When someone asks for help, you can feel compassion for their described situation, while still asking for verification. You can offer emotional support while protecting your financial resources. You can care about their well-being while maintaining your boundaries. The strongest empaths are not those who help everyone who asks. They are those who help effectively by distinguishing between genuine need and emotional manipulation. They understand that their empathy is a precious resource that must be protected to remain available for people who truly need it. So here you are, receiving another urgent request for help. But now you understand why it feels so compelling. You see the sophisticated psychology designed to exploit your greatest strength. You recognize that your empathy is being studied and targeted. The question is not whether you should help people. The question is whether you can maintain your compassion while protecting your ability to help those who genuinely need it. The most empathetic thing you can do might be learning to say no to those who would abuse your kindness.